the home of the Big Blue Nation. This is BBN Gameday, presented by Central Bank.
No flights on. All flights canceled.
That was Kelvin Joseph, a.k.a. Boss Man Fat. Yeah, talking about the recent string of interceptions in the Kentucky defensive backfield. Welcome to BBN Game Day. I'm Keith Farmer.
And I'm Christy Thomas. As I always say, Keith, game day is the best day. On today's episode, we're getting you ready for another game. And today, just like every day, this is another big one.
Yeah, we'll run you through the Kentucky-Missouri facts. Then we'll hear from UK assistants Vince Marrow and also CJ Conrad. But first, we have to talk about today's matchup. The Cats are looking to extend their winning streak today after earning wins over Mississippi State and Tennessee the last 2 weeks. And Kentucky has won 5 in a row against Missouri, so the momentum is there. But Christy, don't tell Coach Stoops about any streaks.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear that, and for good reason. The Cats will make their way to Columbia with a VIP. Mark Stoops, of course. Coach Stoops was tabbed as the best college coach in football this week following UK's win at Tennessee last Saturday. 24/7 Sports singled out Stoops after his Wildcats broke the streak with that blowout.
Yeah. Pretty amazing. I mean, you know, just the way they were able to take care of business against Tennessee, but thankfully, the defense got it started.
Well, here's what happened. How about the fact that in the second half, the offense finally joined and picked up where the defense was.
Yes.
So you went touchdown, field goal, touchdown, and then a drive to run out the clock. And then the defense only gave up 84 yards in the second half, 65 of which were on the last drive. So, I mean, that was pretty impressive. When I said this on our pregame radio show, if they could bring it all together and get them clicking on all cylinders, this team is, I mean, watch out for them the rest of the way.
Very good.
Yes.
That's the team I kind of expected this year.
That's
was
right.
The second half Tennessee team, so I'm hoping that's what we keep getting here.
Exactly.
All right, the UK defense also earned plenty of praise for its performance last week. The group grabbed 3 interceptions and limited the Volunteers to just 7 points. Jordan Wright was the SEC Player of the Week. Pro Football Focus honored several defensive guys, and for good reason. UK now ranks 2nd in the SEC and 10th in the nation in scoring defense. The Cats are allowing just 20 points a game. Missouri averaging about 25 points per game so far this season. UK will be looking to bring that average down. Now, Kentucky leads the SEC in red zone defense. The defense has scored 3 times in the last 2 games. That's good for 2nd in the country.
This is exactly why you want those 2 games at the first of the season back, right? You're like, if we could have those back, it would be a different story because we knew this defense could do this. So on the other side of the ball, well, they had a pretty good week too. Kentucky's offense is also looking to continue their momentum. The Cats really spread things out last week. 7 different players caught the ball. 6 different players ran the ball. That included Terry Wilson, and we saw Joey Gatewood. Chris Rodriguez was the main guy on the ground, and then Josh Ali, as you might expect, was still the main guy in the air. Plenty of the young guys got on the field and earned some experience too, especially in that fourth quarter. That's exactly what you want. On the defensive side of the ball, that's 2 weeks in a row now. They've been able to take advantage of getting some of those younger guys in, especially on the defensive line. They needed it now, considering that Quentin Bohanna is out and hurt.
Yeah, definitely. I love seeing those young guys get in.
Yep.
All right, we've seen it's hard to get a win with just one unit playing well. Today, the Cats will have to be balanced both offensively and defensively like they were in the second half against Tennessee. And offensive coordinator Eddie Gran certainly has enjoyed watching the UK defense take the pressure off his side of the ball and put them in great field position.
It's phenomenal. I mean, you know, they've given up, I think, 7 points. Is that right? In 2 games, and it seems like about 55 interceptions, and the turnovers are incredible. The field position for us, they score twice. It's amazing. It really is the job that they have done.
All right, now let's get a look at today's game day forecast.
Yeah, for that, let's go to LEX 18 meteorologist Emily Goodman. She is here. Emily, take us through what we can expect down in Columbia.
All right, guys. Well, it is a little bit on the chilly side, or at least it's going to be on the chilly side. Kickoff's right around 4 p.m., so we're going to be looking at temperatures which are hovering the 50-degree mark. Too bad that we didn't have temperatures like this past week with highs near 80 degrees, but at least these numbers are a little bit more seasonable for us. The coats, jackets, hoodies will for sure be needed. Halftime will be around 50 degrees. Now, the good news is we'll be completely dry, so we're not talking about any rain. But as we head toward the end of the game, temperatures are going to be dipping down into the upper 40s. Very, very chilly, and as always, go Cats.
I got to be honest with you, I'm good with that because I think of football weather as hoodie weather. So you should have a hoodie on.
I am exactly the same,
Yeah,
yes. All right, coming up next on BBN Game Day, we'll check in with the big dog.
UK assistant football coach Vince Marrow helps us get ready for today's matchup in Columbia. That's next.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it. You have to be there face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local and put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh? With the Kroger app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales and rewards like fuel points, all for prices that are lower than the everyday low. So go ahead, get lower than low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Happy birthday to you! Kentucky Farm Bureau has been insuring folks for more than 75 years. So, we know Kentucky. Case in point, we know the Happy Birthday song was written by a pair of Kentucky sisters. The whole song lasts only about 15 seconds. Yeah, good thing. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
You're watching BBN Game Day, presented by Central Bank.
Welcome back into BBN Game Day. For this week's pregame coaching interview, we go to Mark Stoops' right-hand man.
Yeah, I talked with Vince Marrow about the huge win in Knoxville and today's trip to Columbia. Coach Marrow, thanks for joining us. And boy, you guys, how long did you ride this high from last Saturday at Tennessee?
Our rule is we can enjoy it all the way until Sunday when we come in and start game planning for the next opponent. But I can tell you, I probably enjoyed it a little more longer. Really wanted to beat them guys. I really didn't know it was since 1984 that we didn't beat them down there, but they made it even more sweeter. But just with the rivalry, the recruiting, we have a lot of recruiting battles with them guys. And I think it showed where our program is, where we're at right now and where we're going.
I mean, I think that's the thing. We can't get the fact that, I think BBN's still riding that high. How do you guys come down off of that, and get these guys to start focusing on Missouri?
That's our job. That's what they pay us for. And Mark has done a real good job of doing that in the past, whether it was a win or a loss. I mean, when we lost 2 weeks ago, people were trying to bury us, and he said, hey, let's just forget the noise and let's move on and get ready. So these guys know what they got at stake. We got to go up into Missouri and get this game and then take care of Missouri first and foremost.
This video department that you've got over at UK does a fantastic job putting out some great videos, and the one after Tennessee was awesome. And one of the things I took away from it was just seeing everybody, surrounding and getting around John Schlarman and just what has he meant to see him on the road like that and to be a part of such a big win for this program.
A lot of people don't get credit for, even like in recruiting, like people give me a lot of credit, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes. And I really thought our video people really captured a real special moment in that pregame at the hotel. I've been with Coach Schlarman since we got here. We went through the losses, road trips, recruiting. A lot of people like to say stuff about people because it's a feel-good story, but John, I think if you find anybody who knows him, he's just a great person. And for me personally, it really has made me a better man watching him go through what he's going through. And then also, if I got like a little ache or I feel like I'm getting a little cold in the morning, I'm like, maybe I'm going later. I think of him immediately. And so it was great for him to talk to our team. I think our players and our coaches really felt it. You see it was uncut. I seen the video, so it was uncut of what he was saying, and that's John Schlarman. But I just really appreciate him more than anything because of who he is as a person and what he means to our staff and our players.
As we move now to talk about Missouri, I mean, Coach Stoops talked about it. He didn't want to talk about those long losing streaks, and now you got a 5-game winning streak going to Missouri. What's it going to take to make it 6 now?
Well, we also had a winning streak going to South Carolina. I remember last year, and we went down there. I think it was a 5-game winning streak, and we didn't play well. I think, Mark Stoops does a very good job of galvanizing our team, our staff. And like you say, it was a big win last week. Sunday we came in, we moved right on to Missouri, and that was kind of a unique thing because Friday we were preparing for Georgia, and then we were told, that we were going to play Missouri. So our guys, our GAs, our quality control people broke them down, and when we came in Sunday, it was on to Missouri. Our guys know what's at stake. We have an older team. I told people before, even when we didn't have spring ball, I felt good about our team because it was a more older team. So we got a lot of leadership on this team. I don't see no letdown, but as us being position coaches, we have to make sure each one of our groups are ready to go.
Obviously, your focus on a Saturday is mainly on the offense, but how much fun has it been to watch this defense the last couple of weeks?
I told people 2 weeks ago when they were bashing our defense, Brad White does a very, very good job. He's very professional, but the players really do love him, and he's a player's coach. And then you look at the other guys on that staff, I knew that they was going to get right with this. And we had a situation that happened in training camp that I don't want to elaborate on, but it was more of guys gelling. And I knew once we really got, into that week 2 or week 3 that them guys will start coming together. And I'm telling you, I go against some guys every day, and they're pretty good. I think they're humble, but again, you got older leadership over there. And it's either in the secondary, the linebackers, and D-line. And I think what happened with Chris Oakes, them guys are playing just at another level because they really, really miss their brother.
Big Dog, thanks so much for joining us here, and good luck at Missouri.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good day.
I sure love him because he always tells it just like it is.
Yep.
You always know exactly where you stand with him. But I love what he said about there being a moment in training camp, because I'll tell you, Keith, if you've ever played on a team and you've been played competitively, there is always that moment. There's a moment, whether it's a practice, whether it's off the court or field, whether it's during a game. Yeah. There's always that moment when something happens and it just clicks. It's organic. It's something that just happens.
I mean, you could add one player.
Yeah.
And it just throws things off for a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a scenario where when it does happen, you get out of the way and you let it happen, and then you see them start to work through some of those things. And this is the defense we knew they could be. So great interview. Love it. All right, up next, we'll catch up with former Kentucky tight end CJ Conrad.
He knows a thing or two about beating Missouri. Here is his take on today's matchup and how this year's tight ends are playing. We'll be right back.
Today tastes like a home game. Like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Before the victory, there's this. The first step. You dig in, work hard, win or lose, try again. Those are big. But it all starts with that first step. And to get there, we come here to the University of Kentucky, where every moment and every victory is wildly possible.
You're watching BBN Gameday, presented by Central Bank.
Well, when you think of Kentucky versus Missouri, odds are you probably think about this guy. I do anyway.
Yeah, former Wildcat CJ Conrad caught that pass that we all remember and is now an assistant on the UK sideline. Mary Jo Perino talked to him this week.
All right, CJ, first I have to ask you, what was this weekend like?
Oh, it was very exciting, especially for myself, being someone who has never won at Neyland Stadium, and especially the last time I was there, my senior year, with a disappointing loss, even though we had a great season. So to go there and get a win with this group of guys as a coach now was definitely special.
Talk about that transition for you. I mean, it's not that long since you were on the playing field. What's it been like to be on the other side?
It's a little different, but I really have enjoyed it so far. Just helping the guys and getting them prepared to win on Saturday. My body doesn't feel as bad as it used to, so that's a positive. But definitely on Saturday, I wish I was playing a little bit. But it's been a lot of fun, and it's been exactly what I've hoped for, and I'm excited to keep going with it.
I know you say it's been exactly what you hoped for, but certainly you hope to be playing in the NFL at this point, and a couple different roadblocks, you know, have prevented that from happening. Was it hard for you to say to yourself, okay, I've got to move on?
A little bit, but the thing for me was I felt like in college, anything after playing college football was icing on top for me. I always wanted to play in the NFL, but that was my mentality was in college, was I was going to play every snap like it was my last. And I really felt as if when I came here, when I left, I felt like I left everything on the table. You know, I had 4 surgeries. I played, you know, every single game except for one, helped, you know, turn this program around a little bit. So there was a little bit of that satisfactory of feeling like, you know, I've gave everything I got. And so when it was done and I had no regrets, like that made me feel very good inside. But yes, you're right. I absolutely wish I was still playing football. I miss it every single day. And that's kind of why I'm in this role now, just kind of, you know, feeds my niche, and I love it. And I'm excited to keep going with it.
So you see a future in coaching for you? You kind of want to stick with this?
Absolutely, 100%. It's what I always wanted to do, but I didn't know when. Obviously, it wasn't part of the plan to do it so early, but, you know, to come back to a program like Kentucky and work under Coach Stoops is everything I wanted, because I love this program and I loved it when I was here, and I'm loving it as a coach.
So talk about these tight ends to me, because we've seen them being used in the last couple of games more than we have maybe in the last couple of years since you left, truly, with Keaton Upshaw and Justin Rigg. Talk about those guys for me.
Oh, I love those guys. They were all here when I was here. Keaton and Brendan were true freshmen, so they were just young little puppies when I was a senior. And then Justin, I played with Justin, so I have a great relationship with him. But just to watch them grow and get better every single week has been awesome, to help them as much as I can with Coach Marrow. But yeah, I'm definitely in Coach Grant's ear about, you know, constantly trying to get them the ball, because they do so much in the run game. And when you have such a good rushing attack like we do, you know, throwing those little pop passes and RPOs to tight ends, you know, loosens up the defense. So I'm constantly in their ears, and I'm just trying to, you know, make sure those tight ends, when they leave here, either if it's in the NFL or getting a job, that they have no regrets. Just like kind of I felt. That's one thing I'm like, I can hang my hat on, and I'm very proud of myself, was I don't feel like I have any regrets, you know, from my time being here. And that's what I want out of them, because that's the last thing you want to feel like when you're done playing football.
Is that something that you try to impart in your role now, is, hey, this doesn't last as long as you think it does, so leave it all out there?
Absolutely, especially because I know I was in the NFL for a year, and I saw how difficult it was. And you always have to have a backup plan. I would tell you, when I was sitting in these shoes going into my senior year at the end after we beat Penn State, I did not think I would be a coach 365 days later. So you never know when your last day of playing football is going to be. So I try to just take that onto this role that I have now, making sure they're taking every practice seriously, every meeting, every opportunity there is to get better. So when, you know, your time's going to be over and you're done playing football, that you can walk away from this game not feeling like you left something out there.
That's awesome, CJ. By the way, as a Missouri grad, I'd really like to thank you for making that catch in the end zone.
Oh, of course. I did it just for you.
That's got to be the play that really sticks with you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird because it was such a frustrating game overall. I didn't even feel like I played very well. And then all of a sudden they called my number at the end. And went from like one of the worst days ever to like the best day of my life. So it was pretty awesome.
Well, thank you so much. We hope for a lot more good days ahead. Thanks, CJ.
Thank you.
I'll never forget that one. We'll stay with Kentucky tight ends next for our next segment.
Yeah, we'll go behind the lines with Keaton Upshaw for a big red zone play from last season. That's after the break. Stay with us. BBN Game Day continues.
That's a buffalo flatbread bullseye for my mouth to aim at. Oh, hiding, huh? The new grilled buffalo chicken papadilla. Tangy buffalo sauce, grilled chicken, and melty cheese for just $6. Papa John's.
Sticky notes are part of our daily lives. And people have found some pretty creative uses for them. As Kentucky's insurance company, we appreciate the resourcefulness. and the fact that billions of sticky notes are made each year right here in the Commonwealth. And we think that's something Kentuckians find pretty noteworthy. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
You're watching BBN Game Day, presented by Central Bank.
Welcome back into BBN Game Day. Last week, UK broke the decades-old streak against Tennessee and Knoxville. Thank goodness.
But for this segment, we go back to the Cats' historic win at Florida as we go between the lines with Keaton Upshaw.
During the Florida game, it was a tough fought game throughout the whole game. So coming out of halftime, did a couple drives, and at this point, we got into a huddle. And we was all coaches, we trying to figure out what we wanted to do because we was close to the goal line. So it was a good play that I had with the wheel route. So we figured that was a good play because I had the whole field to work. So at that moment, I'm thinking like that was the opportunity. My name was called, so make a big play. I knew that I had a mismatch. So if he played inside, I knew it would be a jump ball. If he played in front of me, I knew it would be a back shoulder. So at that moment, it was a back shoulder, so he put it right on me. Yeah, everybody ran up to me, teammates, coaches, as they kept saying, you got plenty more to come, but just keep working.
Man, just like you drew it up.
Hey, when you can get the big guy and the little guy, toss it up to him every time.
Throw it to him. Yeah, that's it. Up next on BBN Game Day, we'll wrap things up right before today's game.
That means it's almost time for our Coke Play of the Week. Don't go away.
Yeah, I think we're good here. Why do we offer so many active safety features on our Chevy SUVs?
Oh, yeah. Call us when you get there, okay?
Ready, Freddie?
Because we're not just engineers.
Slowly. Going slow.
Got it. We have families, too.
Current competitive owners get $5,500 total cash allowance on most 2020 Equinox models. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh? With the Kroger app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales and rewards like fuel points, all for prices that are lower than the everyday low. So go ahead, get lower than low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it. You have to be there face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local and put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
He looks right, he throws, it's intercepted, and this could be a pick six. Read it the whole way. Joseph to the 5, touchdown, Kentucky. Fires over the middle, intercepted. Go. It's Davis to the far side at the 30, gets a nice block, he may go. He's across the 50, only the quarterback can catch him. Davis at the 20, cuts left, gets a block, 10, stumbling, falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky. Throws up the near sideline, and is it intercepted again? 3. Yes, it is. Terrell Asian stepped in front of the intended receiver up the near side and picks it off for Kentucky.
Yeah, so easy, huh, for this week's Coke Play of the Week. A look back at another Kentucky game filled with interceptions for the defense.
There's no way to just pick one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but listen, this has got to be your favorite. When you just watch this guy, was he going to get in? I just wasn't sure. I thought he's running out of gas. How's that possible?
They all fought for him, though.
Well, listen, this was an incredible game. This secondary is playing incredible football right now.
All right, thank you for joining us for another episode of BBN Game Day.
We'll see you same time, same place next week. Until then, go Big Blue.
BBN Game Day, presented by Central Bank and sponsored by Coca-Cola, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Kentucky Select Chevy dealers, Kroger, Lexington Opera House, and Papa John's.